It's how I love dogs.
Let me just say a few words first. I always loved dogs my entire life, and in fact, to be honest with you, I've had either shepherds or shepherd mixes my entire life. So, my life has been one of perpetually having dog hair on the carpet, dog hair on my suits, dog hair on just about everything I own. Anybody who's had dogs, especially shepherds, can relate to this. They're special. Dogs are special. They unconditional love. I guess that's the word. You can have a bad day in the office, a bad day at home, a tough day at work. They're always with you. They love you, and they're there to help you. It's an amazing symbiosis. It's an amazing attachment that human beings have with dogs. It's interesting now, just as an aside, just my own story. So we've had at the most 4 shepherds. Like you know that, I told you that before. And it's great to see the folks from Hurricane Zeros here, which is a whole separate thing. I hope we will talk about that and learn a little bit more about it later. Before I forget, it's just like our veterans. We have to make sure that when these dogs have done their service, when they've spent their time, when they've made their sacrifices, that we remember them and that we take care of them and just don't discard them and forget about them. And that's what Hurricane Zeros is about, so it's a good thing. I'm proud of the work that you do. So I have a shepherd right now. Usually I have 2, 3, or 4, but I have 1 right now. And we run him hard. We get out in the country. We have some acreage. He's running real hard, and his leg got caught underneath the limb of the tree and shattered. We were over really badly. They tried to use titanium implants. Didn't work. So right now I got a tripod of a shepherd. He's doing great. He runs hard, he plays, he's happy. It's amazing. Unlike us, we would be like this forever. We would get so upset about it. It's like, okay, I got 3 legs, I can deal with it. 3 arms. Let's have some fun. Let's go outside. I don't have the words to say how much I respect the work that our law enforcement, our military does, and that these animals are. They're part of the team. I don't have to tell you, here they are. I'm proud to say that Vineland, New Jersey is in my district. And I'm proud of the work that you all do. I'm proud of the work that you all do. And it's just as good to be here with you. So I'm going to present this award. And I want to make sure I do this the right way. I've done a lot with dogs, but I haven't done these. I presented these with people. And I assume I'm just going to come over and put it right on, correct?
Did you ever do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Tied it or not, I think that was wonderful.
I wish I could stay here. We're voting on one of the most important bills of the year, continuing resolution, so we don't close government down. Let me tell you, it's a tight vote. They'd be kind of mad at me if I didn't show up. God bless you all.
Well, this is a complete privilege to be here. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you, Congressman. My wife went through this with me the entire time, ups and downs. Finally getting some good rest. Right? Not used to that, used to negative rest, but I'll take it. Billy Montague, his wife Christy, picked this dog. He was in charge of the unit and brought me on. And like to say, I put my major proud. Chief, Captain Scarborough, Cito, you guys are brothers with me, I appreciate it. Tommy, hey, can you believe it? This is a lot for me. I just, Paul's of Honor, Hurricane Zeros, fight with somebody over PCP is no joke. He gave me a run for my money and almost didn't get out of that. The dog did exactly what he was supposed to do. So thank you guys for everything, and I appreciate this little honor.
Thank you. This is just wonderful for you to be here. We're really grateful. So we're going to be jumping around. Our next medalist. Well, can we do the invocation next, or should we do? Okay. So the chaplain has joined us. You gotta go. It's good. Okay. Good. Chaplain Boone Kimmon is going to give the invocation. Nice to have you back with us. This is like your third or fourth ceremony.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful opportunity to be a part of this, and I'm very grateful for all that you all do. I'm also very grateful that I have the opportunity to give thanks on your behalf to our Creator. Would you pray with me? God of all creation, that you would bless us with the privilege of sharing our days, our work, and our play in the companionship of these service animals. It's a grace gift that keeps on giving. To be the witnesses of their devotion to duty and the recipients of their loyal dedication has given us both pride and pleasure time and again. We need only look into their soulful eyes and discover the very special connection you have allowed us to share. A connection that knows no limits, responds to all needs, and defends against all threats. In them, we are blessed with insight into your limitless love for us, your ever-ready presence in times of trouble, the hedge of protection you promise us in the face of all uncertainty. Many may say this is an overstatement, an exaggeration of the natural inclinations of these animals. They're just doing their job. But when you created these animals we honor today, you erased all doubt that these dogs were designed to serve as a special reminder of your abiding presence and your steadfast love. May this ceremony serve somehow to speak into the souls of these warriors and reward them with our deep gratitude for their example, not just of duty, but of devotion, not just of obligation, but gallantry, and not just service, but sacrifice. Bless each one of these dogs, that they would know of the reward that you offer them through the care and the love of those who handle them and all who love them. It's in your eternal name we pray. Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you again for joining us. All right, so our next medalist is going to be Mr. Warner. Switched up again. Number 13. Slide number 13. Mr. Warner worked for the Springfield, Massachusetts Police Department for 8 years before he retired in December 2021. Here's the very special story about Mr. Warner.
My name is Eric Blair. I'm with the Springfield, Massachusetts Police Department. My call sign is K-9, and I'm with retired K-9 Mr. Warner. I worked with Mr. Warner from November of 2014 to December of 2021. So Mr. Warner is he's a Belgian Malinois and Shepherd mix. He was imported from Hungary. He got his name through an essay contest that was given to Warner School.
Where did Mr. Warner come from?
You know, I thought by that potential it would be a distinguished name for him. It's a very popular community. We did a lot of canine demos for all the areas in the city. We go to Warner School every year and visit all the kids that helped name him. He received a Humane Society Award for just in general his whole career after all the highlights of his career, over 30 guns. The guns that he found numerous narcotics on calls. A couple that come to light are culmination that was up in Forest Park City, sector of the city, and we got a call that 3 armed suspects had broken into a house and they for the K-9. One right there. Yes. K-9 6. Come on, you got it. Springfield Police for the K-9. He retired 2 hours later. 2 weeks after he retired, he got real sick. One of his hips got this big mass had grown on it, and he was looking at 3 surgeries at $8,000 of surgery costs. And at that time, it was a lot of money, and the community stepped in and they did a GoFundMe, and they raised enough money to take care of him and treat him and make sure he had a healthy, happy retirement. Nero's law was put into motion with Massachusetts because of medical staff could not transport animals if they were injured while working.
I mean, that doesn't just make sense to a normal person. If there's a K-9 that's injured, they just couldn't treat him, they just had to leave him, and it was up to the officer to get him the proper care.
At that point, yes, because of mass law, they could not treat these animals. They had to be treated. We would grab these dogs and throw them in our cruisers and try to get there as fast as we can, and somehow try to get them medical care in between. And we were losing a lot of dogs. He assisted with numerous medical agencies throughout Western Mass and even Eastern Mass. We're training all their techs into how to care for these dogs if they were wounded while working. So I want to say probably over maybe 1,500 people that he's trained in his retirement, and so it's a good law. I'm glad it was passed, and it saves one dog. I mean, it means, all the hard work and dedication that this dog gave his body and everything, the city of Springfield, and he was one of the most successful dogs in the department, and it just means a lot for him to be able to be recognized, to be an ambassador to the city of Springfield for all his hard work and to put Springfield on the map in Washington as how great our K-9 unit is and what we strive for in these animals.
Mr. Warner assisted in hundreds of arrests in his 8-year career, including but not limited to over 30 firearms cases, narcotics cases, armed robberies, and assisted multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Massachusetts State Police. He is the most decorated K-9 in the history of his department and has received multiple local and national awards throughout his career. Even in retirement, Mr. Warner continues to serve his community. And today, we are incredibly proud and honored to award Mr. Warner with the Animals of War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal No. 8. Congratulations, Mr. Warner, for your dedication, love of your community, and distinguished service with the Springfield, Massachusetts Police Department.
Served in the New Jersey State Senate, I had the honor of giving the award for retirement to a police dog in Kansas City that had the most arrests in the history of the state of New Jersey. So today, we're doing that once again to, they call them service dogs, but I call them companions. We understand that bond between human and your dogs, and after reading and hearing the stories, obviously, he has one of those also. Highly trained, saving lives both back home. We understand what dogs mean to us. They are working, but so are their handlers, so are we. But the love and connection, and if any of you have ever driven over to the Capitol, we have one every time we go to make sure that we're safe. So we see that day in and day out. So on behalf of the Great Relation, I'd like to present this to Mr. Warner, who apparently had the right size for him. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I have a challenge. You did that?
express my sincere gratitude to the animals in War and Peace, as well as Robert Hutton, and all the staff that made this possible. I'd like to thank Paz of Honor, Hurricanes Heroes, for helping with Warner's vet bills, and it helps out so much. What a beautiful ceremony, and thank you enough. Thank you, everyone. I would like to also express my gratitude to my family and friends, especially my wife Carmela and daughters Evelyn and Lillian. They were so supportive of me throughout my K-9 career. I come home late at a rough day. They were always there. They understood. I missed out on big events, but it was for a good cause. So thank you for always being there besides me and supporting me. I'd like to express my gratitude to Cheryl Blackwood. She was my ex-commissioner. She retired. Superintendent. She always supported me over the years. She got my start at K-9, and she always made sure I had what I needed to make my job successful and successful on the street and for the city of Springfield. Throughout my 10 years as a K-9 member, she was always there for me, and I can't thank her enough for making this trip. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to the city of Springfield, Mayor Dominic Sarno, as well as Springfield Police Department for all the support they offered me 3 years. Throughout Mr. Warner's career, he was an excellent partner. He was always by my side, and remains so to this day. With all the trials and tribulations, Mr. Warner has shown himself to be one of the finest K-9 officers to ever work for the city of Springfield. Mr. Warner officially retired in December 2021. He continued to work as a trainer and advocate for Nero's Law. Nero's Law was passed after a K-9 handler was killed in Cape Cod. He was serving a search warrant and he was shot. The handler passed, and his partner was actually, he was injured in line of duty. And at that time, Massachusetts couldn't send any AMR staff or medical staff to transport these dogs to a vet to get proper care, so it was all the handlers. So we fought for this law to get passed, and it's now passed. In addition to Nero's Law, Warner's actually been assisting with Dakota's Law. We're trying to get that passed so all these dogs, when they retire, they get the proper medical care they need. You know, they should have it, because their bills do rack up after they retire with all the medical costs. So we're trying to get that passed in Massachusetts, that they'll have support when they retire. So under Dakota's law, the state will provide financial assistance for retired K-9s for all their medical needs throughout their life. In addition to being an honor for myself, this is an honor for the future K-9s of the world, and it's an honor and a privilege that I'll never forget. My thoughts and prayers for all the working and non-working K-9s in our handlers. Thank you very much.
So our members are still voting, so we're not sure when the members are going to be coming in, so we're going to be jumping hopscotch on it. So anyway, we'll present NPC Lucas. Our Animals in War and Peace Medal Bravery is awarded to animals conspicuously distinguishing themselves by displaying gallantry and acts of valor within the performance of their duties. There must be no margin of doubt or possibility of error in awarding this honor. To justify the award, the animal's performance must clearly be rendered conspicuous above their expectations by an act so outstanding it clearly distinguishes their gallantry beyond the call of duty from lesser forms of bravery. The act of execution of bravery must be performed in the presence of great danger or at great risk, and must be performed in such a manner as to set them apart from their fellow working service animals. As you will see from our 4 medalists this evening, there's no doubt that describes their services. So, the first Medal of Bravery tonight is going to be for MPC Luca, X496. MPC, and that's slide 26. Colleen, got it right, thank you. MPC Luca was with the Army's 7th Special Forces Group Airborne. and in the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi. Luca was killed in action on February 21st, 2024, while serving with the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office, but his actions saved the lives of his handler and other surrounding officers. Here is his story.
My name is Paul Leslie. I'm a lieutenant in the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi. I'm with the K-9 unit, and I'm also the trainer there. We got K-9 Luca after he retired from the 7th Special Forces Group after over 5 years of service. And he came to us. I was able to continue to serve here in DeSoto County, where he served as Handler Sergeant and Cook. I first met Luca several years ago at a joint training session with the 7th Special Forces Group. I killed right away during the training. Luca was very strong, very serious dog, especially in the patrol category. He'd been on multiple high-risk missions for some high-value targets. In one particular encounter, Luca's group encountered an enemy machine gun, just absolutely wreaked havoc on the battlefield, which claimed some of the lives of some of the soldiers that were there with him. During this encounter, Luca fearlessly grabbed his hammer by the arm and drove to the ground as the bullets from the machine gun impacted all around, and he actually drove his hand up and got the kill zone. In a moment, Luca's immediate action, 100%, saved the life of his hand. A few short years later, Luca retired from the South Group, and we were able to adopt him to the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office.
I'm Sergeant Cook with the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office. I had the privilege of being Luca's K-9 handler. Luca was a Dutch Shepherd. Him and I were certified in explosive detection and patrol work. Here in DeSoto County, we have a lot of patrol, and I would consider tracking one of the strong points. And we did a lot of that, tracking violent criminals and suspects. There's times where we're working the streets and working patrol, and then other times where we're assistant special division for the fugitive or detective divisions. And there was nothing that Luca wasn't prepared to do. It didn't matter what came across the radio, what we were tasked with as their
On February 21st, 2024, some of our patrol deputies encountered a violent armed felon in a vehicle pursuit again. The suspect dangerously drove down a busy highway. The deputies were able to stop sticks to flat the tires. The tactical vehicle intervention maneuver was performed, which spun the vehicle out. Once they performed the vehicle intervention, the suspect barricaded the car, and he refused to come out. The suspect had a long criminal history of violence. Sergeant Cook and I, we responded to the scene, and the windows of the vehicle were breached after we got there, and Luca was released. Luca went into the car, and he apprehended the suspect. Luca was doing an absolutely amazing job as he fought the suspect inside the car. Incredibly, I started to see Luca drag the suspect out of the car. Inch by inch, he was coming out with it. As Luca was bringing the suspect out of the car, the suspect fired toward us. As soon as the shot broke, obviously it startled me, but I saw the shockwave go through Luca as he was struck by the suspect's gunfire. Sergeant Cook and I immediately snatched Luca out of the way. As we pulled Luca out of the window, deputies returned fire, killing the suspect. After doing what we need to do, Sergeant Cook rushed Luca to the veterinarian's office, but Luca unfortunately succumbed to his wounds. Luca's bravery was gone. Same Sergeant Cook and I, we were just feet from the suspect's muzzle when we cranked off around our face. We took the initial assault of the gunfire, which I know saved not just our lives, but the lives of other deputies that were standing right there beside us as well. Luca instinctively put himself in harm's way without hesitation. His fierce bravery will resonate with me as long as I live. There's a very small group of us that are going to be forever connected because of Luca. Not just because we knew him, not because we were just around his dog, but because he actually saved our lives. And for us, Luca is the symbol of bravery.
Luca was a warrior, and I'm just thankful and honored to have been able to hold relief.
In June 2024, MPC Luca was given a break next to the 7th Special Forces Group K-9 statue at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. And today, we are incredibly honored to award MPC with the Animals of War and Peace Medal of Bravery number 21. Thank you, Luca. Your impact and memory will live on in the hearts of the U.S. Army 7th Special Forces Group Airborne and the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office for years to come. God bless you, Luca. Friends, please welcome NBC Luca's trainer, Lieutenant Paul Leslie from the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Luke Burkhart, Luca's handler with the 7th Special Forces Group Airborne, and Colonel Merrill Griffin, Deputy Commander of the 7th Special Forces Group Airborne at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. Unfortunately, the Congressman was not able to make it tonight, so I'm asking Chris Willingham, President of the U.S. War Dogs Association, and he's also on one of our selection committee, to come up, say a few words, and present the medal for Luca.
After 25 years working with the working dogs, I continue to find myself inspired by what these dogs are capable of, and Luca has an incredibly special story. It's very rare to have a dog that was able to serve in combat and law enforcement mission set, and what you saw on full display was just that faithfulness, the loyalty, and the courage that our K-9s demonstrate to us. Absolutely incredible special K-9, and just an honor being part of this ceremony, y'all. And for the dogs who are no longer with us, we just say never above you, never below you, always beside you. And it is my distinct honor to present the medal of bravery to the honor of NBC Lucas Services Act.
For those that answered the call to go and serve, we realize real quick, there's only so much we do on our own. But when we're together and when we're paired with the lambs, and what we're honoring here today, you're unwavering and unstoppable. I can't thank y'all enough. This is an amazing experience for us. We're very humble, but great and honored to be here. And we thank y'all for allowing us to accept this award on behalf of Luca. You saw the video later. He was a warrior and hard to deal with almost for the easiest days. But at the very end, we have to thank Luca. There's nothing stronger than a heart of a volunteer, and he absolutely volunteered his life for us. From day one, when God made him, all the way up until his last day. And we thank him, and we thank y'all very much.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you everyone for coming to this. Especially want to thank the Animals of War and Peace as well as the Southern. I really do appreciate it. It's an honor and privilege to be up here. I also want to thank Paul. When it came time for Luca to retire, they asked me if I wanted to take him home, and I didn't think it was the right time for Luca. Luca wanted to keep working, even though the Army thought he was too old to do the job that he was doing. I appreciate you, Paul. I appreciate the DeSoto County Sheriff's Department. It gave Luca a purpose. It gave him what he wanted to do and what he would want to be doing right now. Thank you.
I also want to quickly recognize two other members who served with Luca with the 7th Special Forces Group, Sergeant First Class Chad Davidson and Sergeant First Class Justin Hansen. Thank you all so much for being here. This really means a lot. So our next medal tonight will be K-9 MOD. That's slide 29. K-9 MOD is receiving Distinguished Service Medal number 10. K-9 Mata just retired from the Wood County, Texas Constable's Office in December. And here is his wonderful story.
I'm Constable Kelly Smith, retired. This is Mata, Police K-9. Our position is obviously on the constable certification that he has. He has a patrol certification, a narcotics certification with 5 different doors, and he also has a traffic certification. We met in the fall of 2020 and have been working ever since, and we retired at the end of this last year. We've been working together across 4 different counties. Primarily, he does a lot of kids demos, do a lot of training. Typical day for patrol on us is about a 12-hour shift, sometimes 16-hour shift. And just working the street, proactive patrol, and we also respond to agencies in the county and surrounding counties when they need narcotics dog or a traffic dog. He does a lot of community events, enjoys meeting with kiddos and seeing them and spending time with them. We also do trinkets out and work with them. He's got his expert certification in tracking about a year after he started working, and he's probably done the best in tracking through his career. We've had the most results out of tracking them small kids or bad guys. His favorite thing is hanging out with the family. Now, as you can see, he's pretty much retired. He's very social. What he likes to do, when he's working, he can actually be on an application as soon as he's on the way back to the truck. There's no downtime that has to be done. He's immediately, he's a rider or track, the other officers around him don't have to worry about getting bit or anything like that. What's it like working with him? It's just pretty much like a friendship. We spend so much time together anyways. My partner and I, Jeff Hammond, who's a different constable for me, has been with us for the whole time. He does a lot of training with us, and they have a real good camaraderie bond also, and we see that in some of our tracking events. As far as what he means to me, he's my buddy. We go just about everywhere together now when we can. As far as the DSM, the importance to the constable's office in our community, it just solidifies what he's done through his career. He's had several kid fines. Had a 12-year-old we found late one night, it was real cold one night, and they was able to locate that child, which would be bad for him to be out all night and we found him. We had as far as the DSM award, specifically, we had a felony, barricaded felon in the local community. Another agency called us to assist. A couple agencies went to assist. Barricaded felon with a track record of evading the police, hurting kids, hurting their spouse, stuff like that. Went in and got him. Went in and got him, bad guy, in the process of the apprehension. Broke my finger, messed up my knee a little bit. His dog, the bad guy's pit bull, actually attacked Martin, grabbed his service harness, was pulling out of the bathroom. While staying on the floor, the bad guy kicked him. Obviously, Martin apprehended him and took him into custody. Probably one of our biggest battles, as you can see, being a football. Probably one of our biggest battles for that and the DSM award is it solidifies what we did on that award service. But it just means a lot to the constable's office and to our community to be able to show the rest of the community how important, how big of an asset it is to police K-9. We really appreciate it.
During his time in service, K-9 Mata grew into a local hometown hero. For the first few years of his service, he was the only police K-9 available in his county and was the primary K-9 to respond and assist other agencies across 3 counties. Constable Smith and Mata logged in over 1,100 training hours together as a team and had over 96 deployments that were high-threat, potentially violent response calls. On September 12, 2022, for their continued service overall and wonderful relationship with their community, Constable Smith and K-9 Mata received a U.S. flag that was flown over the Capitol in Washington and a certificate of special congressional recognition from Congressman Lance Griffin. And today, we are so very proud to award K-9 Mata with the Animals in War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal No. 10. Congratulations, Mata, for your wonderful dedication, devotion, and distinguished service with the Wood County, Texas Constable's Office. Please welcome K-9 Mata and Constable Kelly Smith to the front, and give another warm applause to Chris Willingham, again from the U.S. War Dogs Association, who will present the medal. Sally, Congresswoman, couldn't be here tonight.
She's gonna deal with the Marine from Alabama. You know, again, it's incredible to see these dogs' capabilities. I love to see the dog who has the full mission capable set of going from community events, going out locating lost children, and then when it's time to get dirty, they get dirty. And I know you can train these dogs to a very high level, but there's some things you just can't replicate, and you just hope that when you face that unknown threat, that your dog performs, and Matt absolutely performed beyond expectations. And it is my absolute pleasure to present Matt's service.
See if you don't mind while I talk. I'll keep it quick, I promise. Quick background, I'm wrapped up at the end of the year with a 27-year career in law enforcement, ranging anything from anywhere from DEA task force, working undercover, police chief, FBI National Academy. I'm sure most of you sitting here could probably name off a ton of stuff that you've done, but just a quick background on me that brought me to meet Mata my last 8 years as constable, as an elected official in Texas. But over the 27 years, I think the most recognition, second to Mata, would be my wife, Renee, Rachel, Jason, Aubrey, and Sarah, and of course my mom. They put up with so much stuff from us cops over the years, the times that we're gone, the 3 o'clock in the morning call-outs, the stuff that we have to deal with at work. We try not to bring it up. But Mata was donated to us by K9officers.org. So he was actually gifted to us with my first dog, but he was second to my first dog, if you will. Juma, who passed away, she died from Addison's disease. Mata came in and took the reins and just excelled with what he did. Citizens of Wood County, the leaders in Wood County, Texas, back home, when we went through our battle, I told myself from the beginning that we're going to keep this positive, but when they tried to put me in prison for 3.5 years, and 11.5 years when we went to trial for doing our job and apprehending a felon, after a 5-day trial, we won, because the truth came out. And I look at all of our officers and our veterans and realize that every time we use of force, be it minor and major events, we are scrutinized to the highest level, and it's not the way it's supposed to be. We're out there doing our job with a code of ethics and a code of morals and upholding our oath. And I look at all of these veterans. I'm a Marine, don't hold it against me, but I'm a commandant of our Marine Corps League detachment back home. And as veterans, we know that's a family that we expect to have in law enforcement, and it's a family we have in law enforcement. But we have to stand with each other. I've had the opportunity through our battle over that year to minister and talk to so many people, officers and veterans, that go through the same thing. They're being scrutinized, they're being indicted, they're being drugged through the mud and on the media. Their families are paying the price. Our families didn't sign up for this. We did to an extent, and we have to stand with our brothers and sisters as we do our jobs and our country calls us to do. I want to thank our 2 training groups that I trained with back home, Tyler and Sulphur Springs. Cody Skipper and his team, that was my defense team. And we battled what we called the Gremlins, and we won because we stood up for what was right. But so many of our brothers and sisters say, oh, well, I'm just going to plead because I don't want to go to the battle. If you're right, what's God tell us to do? Stand. And we when you've done all else you can do, stand, and that's what we did. But I'm humbled to be among such amazing K-9 heroes. I'm looking at some SF guys here that I completely and totally respect. Y'all been to the wall. And hats off to y'all. We are so outclassed in this category and humbled just being up here and having the opportunity for Robin to present us with this and this amazing organization that we didn't even know existed. But what a great organization it is, and their mission is phenomenal. Many don't understand the loyalty that we have in our dogs. Some pet owners make them relate, but when you spend day in and day out with these dogs, you bleed with them, you sweat with them, you train with them, there's nothing like it. And the only bad part is they just don't live long enough. But sometimes I wish they lived longer than us if they could make it easier. We've been able to use these experiences to teach other officers and continually certify other K-9s. The irony in this is going through the battle we did, standing up here with Mata, receiving a medal, and they also made us certifying officials for other K-9s across the nation. So as I'm sitting certifying these officers, and they know my backstory, and they know the trials and tribulations we went through, I just hope that we can use just a small piece of that so that they can learn from our experiences. Handlers, thank you for your dedication. Families, thank you for supporting your handlers. And God bless you.
Is your time tight, or can you wait a minute, or you're good? Okay, thank you. All right, so why don't we go ahead and do, sorry about this, folks. We're going to do CAD Spider next, okay? Slide number 17. Our next Medal of Bravery this evening goes to Combat Assault Dog Spider from the U.S. Army Special Operations Forces. CAD Spider was killed in action on May 13, 2010, but his actions saved the lives of his handler and other soldiers. Here is his amazing story.
Hello, I'm retired Master Sergeant on Bravery, 10 years with the USSR K-9 program. I picked up Spider first in 2009, my second dog in the program. Spider was trained for Indian prehension as well as explosive detection. Typical day for training for us ranged between basic K-9 training, mission-specific training, full mission profile scenarios. Spider was incredibly easy dog to work. It was evident from the beginning that his eagerness to work and please were fitting well with his officer, mitigating any threats possible overseas. My opinion was the unicorn dog with every inch stride one. He made my job easy. His best attributes was he was easy and switched back and forth between work and play. You hang out with him, play with him, then you switch it back on and go to work when needed. Spider was killed on May 13, 2010. Operation close to Congress, Afghanistan. I was not there that day as they went home and celebrated the birth of my daughter. The team leader took out Spider in the effort to keep him working, keep him going until I got back to finish the deployment of my soldier. On infield, the assault force took some honest fire after a brief firefight. Spider was called forward to clear a small field, just like this. Encountering multiple enemy combatants in the record of the handler, the assault force dispatched those enemies along the route. Toward the end of the field, close to the target building, final enemy combatant Spider located, stood up and shot AK fire towards Spider and his whole team. Spider was struck. His whole team immediately dispatched that enemy combatant and then took grenade frag from the side. A team leader joined her aide. When the aide was finished, he returned back to Spider and seeing that Spider had succumbed to his injuries. Spider's action stabilized his teammates. Spider's dedication and companionship were deeply missed by his teammates in K-9. Spider receiving this award means so much to me. He was recognized by his unit and by the country for his life-saving actions on target. May not have been on that day. I'm honored to receive this award for him. Thank you.
When the enemy revealed himself by engaging with Spider and his handler, the unit was able to take him down. If it wasn't for the bravery and selfless actions of Spider, his team members would not have had time to react. For his exceptional actions, we are very proud to award Combat Assault Dog Spider with our Animals of War and Peace Medal of Bravery number 20. Thank you, Spider, for your incredible devotion, service, and sacrifice with the U.S. Army Special Operations Command. Everyone, please welcome retired Master Sergeant Sean Gregory from the U.S. Army Special Operations Command to receive the Medal for Spido. Joining him is, excuse me. My mistake. Congresswoman Jen Kiggins. She'll say a few words and present the medal.
Thank you. It's just a privilege to be able to share that story. I mean, it's a remarkable story, and I know that you are proud of Spido, as we all are, and I think that just this medal just symbolizes his bravery and your relationship, your friendship, and hopefully just allows you to just honor him in his memory. But thank you so much for your service and sacrifice.